You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, woo, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo!
You are watching the leaders in full immersion gaming, and this is the pregame show only on the NBL Network.
The weekend is here and NBL Live is on. Welcome everybody to another edition of the NBL Live pregame show, brought to you each and every week by our graphic sponsor, web3ks.com. They do a ton of graphics for our entire NBL network. Hear it all the time here on the NBL network, and we're going to keep pushing this because it's a great deal. 15% off. 15, 1-5. He really wants me. It's 1-5, not 50. 15% off, though. If you mention NBL, if you need any graphics done for an affordable price, hit up web3ks.com. The leaders in affordable graphic design. Thanks for hanging out with us, folks. I'm OSU. I'm hanging out with my man, Bomber. And, boy, do we have a great game on tap for you. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the New Orleans Saints. Bomber, we saw the New Orleans Saints on some bonus coverage earlier this week against the Atlanta Falcons, pulled out a big victory, last-second field goal. Jacksonville Jaguars, on the other hand, just quietly sitting over there, only one loss on the season to top that AFC South.
Yeah, you look at the Jacksonville Jaguars right now, and you think to yourself, how the heck are they 5-1, NBL season 32, the 7th season of Madden 18, the final season of Madden 18, and he says, you know what, I want my picture on that AFC South divisional banner. I don't know, I feel a collapse is coming. And then on the other side, we have the NFC South, who has his picture on the division banner right now. Eric G, that's the New Orleans Saints owner. He's 3-3. He started 0-3. He's on a 3-game winning streak. Jaguars are 5-1. This is going to be a really, really great game tonight because these are two really good teams playing really good football right now. And the key word is really right now. I think I said it about five times.
Oh, absolutely. It's really, really, really great football going on here on NBL Live. Now, before we talk about the game at hand, we want to keep plugging this and give some shout-outs right now. We got our NBL second annual EA Access tournament, 64 players. First place gets that signed Saquon Barkley helmet. Applications are coming. They are flying in. So if you want to get in this tournament, apply now. You want to get in as early as possible. We want to give some shout-outs to our sponsors of the tournament right now. Of course, Daddy League's one of our official sponsors, The Dynasty. What I think we like to call the NBL's official PS4 league. One of the great leagues over on PlayStation 4. If you're looking for a league over on PS4, be sure you check out The Dynasty. Hurdle Tax and Accounting, Fusion Wine Bar, and Came From Nothing shirts. Big shout out to all those guys pledging a ton of donations, Bomber. Let me tell you this. I don't want to give the exact number yet, but we are sitting here June 22nd, 2018. We are a full month and probably 2 weeks out from the EA Access tournament, and we have already raised almost $1,000 for Operation Homefront, and we haven't even started doing anything in terms of our guys in our league. These sponsors have all pledged money to help out our veterans. This whole tournament for Operation Homefront. It's pretty cool to be sitting here that far in advance and already have raised almost $1,000.
Yeah, we've almost raised $1,000 here for Operation Homefront, and let's give a little insight of how this is going to work. People are probably like, how do I donate to Operation Homefront? How's it going to all go down? Well, right now our sponsors have pledged the money, and we will eventually have, hopefully, a website or some kind of link to put you on a page or in the right path to donate to Operation Homefront through our kind of channel that we're setting up. OSU is doing a great job communicating with Operation Homefront. We'll have more information to come. Right now, it's just the early stages. That's why raising nearly $1,000 right now, or probably closer to actually $1,000 right now, is pretty just crazy. Right now, we have a crazy goal. We haven't even announced our goal yet.
Yeah.
I don't want to jump the gun, but it's a number that I'm like, oh man, that's just wild. And OSU seems to believe. Yep. So I'm starting to believe, and right now at $1,000 or close to or around that number already, when we haven't even really been promoting it for a great charity and a great cause. So we get to introduce Madden 19 to our hands, to our eyes, get to play it and just embrace the play-by-play broadcast, which is NBL Live with the tournament. So many positive things going on. Also, our sponsors have been great. The Dynasty on PS4. OSU said official. It's not official, but it's
about as official as you can get.
It's about as official as it can get. It's the closest thing I'd actually say, hey, I would never just completely say we have an NBL league on PlayStation 4, but I would co-sign, if I was to co-sign a league, which we pretty much are doing, it would 100% be Dynasty League. They're over there doing some great things. Big shout out to Expert. Big shout out to Nasty Noop. They're doing some big things over there in their content league. So if you're on PS4 and you don't have Xbox, hey, that's where we're going to be sending you for the tournament. And they are also a sponsor.
Experts join us in the chat right now.
Oh, yeah, big shout out to him. They pledged $100 for Operation Homefront as well. So it's just some great positive things going on. Our sponsors are growing. Our sponsorship list is still growing. As me and OSU know some things that we can't really share right now because they're not 100% official, but we say we're leaning 85, 90% into what we believe it's going to be, and it's some big time news, big time sponsorships, and we got a lot of, and we got some hopefuls. We still got some Hail Marys out there that we're believing might come through as well.
Yeah, and again, a reminder, folks, this is all for a great cause. Operation Homefront does a ton for our military families with food assistance, financial assistance, housing repair, stuff like that. So we're really trying to do some good. This whole tournament, every single one of the proceeds that we get during this tournament is going to go towards Operation Homefront. We're going to have a couple announcements coming out this week. We're going to have a limited edition t-shirt. We'll have some designs on that in the next week or so. We'll be able to announce that. So follow us on Twitter at Bomber League. That's where we'll announce it. But we'll have an official t-shirt for the tournament. Limited edition only will be sold during the t-shirt, and proceeds to those shirts will be going towards Operation Homefront, so you'll want to get your hands on one of those. We have sponsors coming in. There's a lot going on right now with this tournament, but don't forget, we'll have that 12-hour stream on day one.
Which will be August 2nd. We got to announce the start
August
date
2nd, yes. I think we have officially heard it's going to be August 2nd. The tournament's going to run from the 2nd to the 5th, we are looking like. Yeah, we'll have some stretch goals as well. We'll announce sort of where our goals are. We're going to have some fun little things set up for those stretch goals. So if we hit them, we'll do some fun stuff on the network. So it's going to be great.
Real quick, I want to shout out Expert. He'll probably be coming on the 12-hour stream for an hour or so. He's going to talk Dynasty. He's going to talk Madden 19. He's going to talk experts. Have you seen his little Experts Corner?
It's great.
It's really interesting. And I don't come out and just say things are interesting. And I don't put my name or my brand behind things unless I really believe in them. And you guys have heard me push the Dynasty for nearly a year now. And I have a great relationship with Noop. Expert, I'm just getting to kind of know Expert, but his energy and passion for Madden and his positivity and his optimism and his just overall hope for the community is something that I absolutely love. And, man, I'm behind it. Our guys are behind it. I know OSU's behind it. And it's just a really, really cool thing. And he'll be coming on the stream and sharing some of that energy. Because you know what? That 12-hour stream, OSU, you did it last year. It hits a point where it just gets a little – it'd be nice to get that juice in there, get Expert to come in there and kind of, bring it back to life for a little bit for us.
Yeah, after doing 11 of the 12 hours last year, I'm going to have like a mini fridge next to my computer filled with energy drinks. It's going to be great, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. Again, it's for a great cause. So if you haven't applied yet, 365.maddenbomberleague.com. There's a tab right at the top to apply for the EA Access Tournament. Get your applications in. We are already over the 64. First acceptances will be going out on July 7th. So get your application in if you want to play in the tournament. Let's get to today's game here on MBL Live. We got the Jaguars and the Saints facing off on MBL Live. What are we at? Broadcast 224, I think we're at.
224,
Welcome to the network, baby. Big shout out to...
Yeah, you better start keeping track because, man, your 200th broadcast is right around the corner. And if you start losing, because it turns into almost another social security number at this point. It's just so many things: date of birth, social security, last four, checking account. It seems like all this kind of thing with these numbers that we have to put out in this fictional world that we created. It's almost there, OSU. I mean, it's literally
just around the corner.
230. You're going to be your 200th broadcast, and that's pretty crazy because we always feel like, man, OSU just came in here and just gave this network a shot of life, and I really appreciate and respect him for everything he's done for this channel, for this network, for this league. He's created something outside of the league. We got the network and we have the league, and now we're slowly building that 4Verts brand as well. So there's a lot of positive things going on.
And Sonny Weaver, the underachiever. Shout out to Donnie. Shout out to Donnie Weaver.
Oh, okay. Is that where we're going with that?
Big shout out to Sonny. He's doing great work over at 4Verts. But yeah, we've 224. Crazy that we're creeping up on 230. Very excited for what we got going on in the network. Let's take a look at the players to watch for today's game. Week 7 action here in the final season of Madden 18. First, for the Jacksonville Jaguars, you can't talk about the Jaguars without the #1 halfback in the league, Leonard Fournette. And Bomber, it's been interesting to watch Fournette's sort of trials and tribulations throughout the cycle because this is a guy who I remember season 2 or 3, there was talk from owner and Iceland about cutting Fournette because he got hurt so much. He's been able to stay healthy, and this season he looks as good as he has ever looked. 104 carries, a huge workload, but 825 yards. That's almost 8 yards per carry and 9 touchdowns. Bomber, what else can you say about Fournette? He is dominating this offense for the Jaguars. It's taking a lot of pressure off of Daniel Shirley.
Yeah, at 28 years old, the 6 foot, 228-pound Leonard Fournette, the wheels on the bus go ground and pound. He's been phenomenal. And let's take a look back at NBL season 26. He didn't stay healthy at all. He had a cycle low, only 32 carries. He followed that up NBL season 27. He was really healthy. He had 212 yards. Then NBL season 28, his second lowest of the cycle, only 212 attempts on the previous season. So yeah, there was injury concern, but since then, he's been a workhorse. 213 carries, 235 carries. Then last season, NBL season 31, 195 carries. This year, he's at 104, not even at the midway point. So he's on pace to carry the ball for just as much as he carried it when he carried it for 235 in NBL season 30. He just looks fresh. He's coming off a 12-carry, 201-yard game against Cleveland. Before that, against Baltimore, he was 19 carries for $137. Before that, he ran for 135. Before that, 129. This guy's 100 yards per game. Book it. Before the game even starts, we know one thing. Leonard Fournette's going for triple digits. It just seems like that's just the pace he's on this season. And I'll tell you what, if I was Melvin Gordon, this might be the guy I'd be the most scared of breaking my 2,000-yard rushing record.
Well, the New Orleans Saints have a pretty good running back on their side, and he's our player to watch for the Saints. It's Devontae Christian. If you watched bonus coverage just, 2 short days ago, Christian was a big reason why the Saints were able to pull out a victory against the Atlanta Falcons. 76 carries on the year, 404 rushing yards, 7 touchdowns, 5.3 per carry. Bomber, his numbers aren't quite as superhumanly as Leonard Fournette's, but at the end of the day, this Saints team, this addition of Devontae Freeman, this is really a rushing attack they've been looking for. They thought they had it with Tevin Coleman. Tevin Coleman getting up there in age. Now they got Devontae Christian. They really need that running back to take some pressure off of Ross Bonham, because Bonham is best when he's not throwing it 35 times a game.
We thought we saw the best of Devontae Christian when he was with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish as a 22-year-old senior last season. How phenomenal was he? Then this year he gets drafted as a late first-round pick, 6'1", 215. He came on late for Notre Dame, but he's coming on early for the New Orleans Saints. 23 years old. This kid has been rocking and rolling. He's coming off his best performance of the season. 13 carries, 199 yards, and 1 touchdown for the New Orleans Saints. And not to mention, he was a threat in the passing game. He had 3 receptions for 66 yards and a touchdown. That put him over 250 total yards for this rookie. He's been phenomenal. Tevin Coleman, who's that? I don't even know who that is at this point. He really is making us just blur the lines of how great Tevin Coleman was for this New Orleans Saints team. It just really makes us think, well, he's in the past. We got Devontae Christian. Now we're looking forward. That's how phenomenal he's been. And I expect a big ground and pound game from both of these teams. But Christian, man, he's my early vote for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, he's having a fantastic season for the New Orleans Saints. Now, before we get your prediction, Bob, let's take a look at what our Bleacher Report staff thought about this game between the Saints and the Jaguars. Timbo, Bananas, and Fella all go in New Orleans, where JY and MBM all lean towards Fournette and the Jaguars. Bomber, everybody's waiting for your pick. Who do you like in this game, Jaguars or Saints? And before you answer that, let me ask you one question before your prediction. Are the Jaguars disrespected right now? I feel like everybody's overlooking this team and only has 1 loss on the year and is atop their division. Everybody's talking about the Denver Broncos in the AFC West. Nobody's talking about these Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well, let me put some perspective into Jacksonville and why they're kind of getting a bad rub from the rest of the league. Here, pause. Here's the issue on that.
Shout out to Gronk.
Here's the issue to this, OSU. Do you remember the Week 17 game? I believe it was NBL Season 30. They had an opportunity to win
the bench game?
The division.
The bench game?
And they rested Leonard Fournette against the Tennessee Titans, and they told themselves, we've already clinched the playoffs. We don't want him to get hurt. And they ended up losing that division. Yeah.
And how'd that work for them in the playoffs?
And how did I think a Wildcat play from the New England Patriots beat them at the very end. It completely sucked the life out of this team. And yet, we're looking at this team now, and that's why there's so much disdain throughout the league for the Jacksonville Jaguars, because we felt disrespected, not only as a collective group of NBL supporters, but as a fan base who was behind hating Sonny.
Sure.
We don't want Sonny to win.
It drives the majority of the NBL.
Exactly. That is this go-to, and he just shamed all of us by not playing his best halfback, and he lost that game, and we thought, we'll never go for this guy again, and he caught some heat. And it wasn't the good kind of wrestling heat. It was the go-away heat.
No, it was the go-away heat.
And
it was the no-way Jose heat. It was just get out of here.
It was not good. And that's why a lot of people aren't taking him. And that's why tonight, I am one of those people waiting on the collapse of the Jaguars.
Going the Saints!
I'm going Saints, baby. 31-21. I got the Saints defeating the Jacksonville Jaguars at home. Mercedes-Benz Superdome. I think they get it done.
Should be a great game here on NBL Live. Got to give a big shout out to Colonel Sanders 94 gifting a sub. Again, if you want to win.
That's his second time doing that.
He's actually
got second time gifted.
4. He's got 4 gift subs.
Oh, 4. And then we got a Gubscribers over there. He's giving out 3. And
subscribers all over the place
right now.
And guess what? If you get gifted one of those, or if you use your Twitch Prime for a free sub, you get entered into all of our NBL Live giveaways. We've given away a ton of prizes here on the network. So, and we'll have some subscriber-only giveaways during the tournament.
I got something real quick. I'm going to cut you off. Colonel Sanders, #1 in the top 5 in grid. Top 5 list is how we actually make our call-ups from the NBL. He moved up to #1. You know what his participation rating of showing up to NBL Live?
Give me that score.
It's 100%.
Wow.
He's perfect.
That's pretty
good.
What?
He's Kurt Hennig.
He's
Mr. Perfect.
He's Mr.
Right
Perfect.
He's Mr. Perfect.
Unlike
right
Mr. Perfect, he's alive, but he is Mr. Perfect.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Colonel Sanders. Let's get to our game right now, folks. I know everybody is looking forward to this battle. Let's see if the Jaguars are for real. We appreciate you tuning into the NBL Live pregame show. But coming up next, it's a battle of prove it or get off the field for the Jaguars. Only one loss. Will it be 2 at the end of the night? It's the Jags and the Saints. It's coming up right now here on NBL Live.
I just want to say, hey, man, this is T.O., the cover athlete of the Madden 19 Hall of Fame edition, and you're watching the gold standard of the franchise mode, the NBL Network. Holla.
Empty backfield for Atkins. He's been dropping back to pass here on 4th down. He's looking deep over the middle. He has a man. It's Brandon Cooks who catches and makes a man miss.
Oh, that's
Woodard is dropping back. He's got open over the middle.
Wow. That big playmaker ability as he finds him again.
Into the end zone. Another touchdown. NBL Live broadcast 224 is live here on the NBL Network at twitch.tv/NBL Network. We've got a great Week 7 matchup coming up for you. It is the 5-1 leaders of that AFC South, the Jacksonville Jaguars, taking on the 3-3 New Orleans Saints. We appreciate each and every one of you tuning into NBL Live. I'm OSU. I'm hanging out with my man Bomber. Hey, Bomber, I don't know if you saw this, but the guy, you might have heard of him, gave a shout-out to the NBL in our pregame, Mr. Terrell Owens. He can still run that 4.40. Question for you is, if you had that opportunity in Madden 19, would you want T.O. on the Detroit Lions?
Oh, would I ever? And you guys know I've drafted, in the free agency draft, I have taken a lot of wide receivers. It seems like I remember I've gone Hakeem Nicks. Sure. I've gone Eddie Royal. You don't think I'd go after Terrell Owens? I mean, come on. Is that even a question? But here's my real question back to you.
Sure.
I want to talk about Terrell Owens.
Sure, T.O.
He's been kind of getting hot. I understand he got the EA thing, but I think that little promo shout-out he did for the NBL might have just taken him to that next level clout-wise. And then Julio gave him a call. He said, man, I see you representing NBL. Man, I love myself some NBL, so let's see if you want to come down here and work out with me and do some training. So I think maybe that promo might have propelled him just maybe to that next level on social media right now. I don't know. I'm just saying.
No, I think there's no doubt that without that NBL shout-out, he would not have had the video that has shown that he is still quite an athletic, and I think a team should take a chance on Mr. Terrell Owens. I'm just saying, if he wants to play some football, he looks like he can still do it. Big shout-out to T.O. Give it NBL a shout-out. 1st and 10 for these New Orleans Saints, and it is Ross Bonham under center. He's got Devontae Christian in the backfield. It's going to be Bonham dropping back to pass on 1st and 10. Waiting, looks underneath. He finds Carpenter, who has some room all the way up past 35 to the 38-yard line. Nice and easy. The man coverage couldn't stay with Carpenter, and they pick up 18 underneath. Going to get a first down.
Jonell Carpenter, 21 catches on the season, 453 yards, 2 touchdowns. He leads this team. He's the speedster. He likes to go underneath. 93 speed, 93 excel, 93 agility.
And you're sure he's not on the Falcons?
Hey, they tried. They can't get them all, but they've tried. They've got 9 out of 10.
Well, it was. I heard 93 speed. I hear it's a hard 95 cutoff over in Atlanta. 1st and 10. 3 wide receivers out there for Ross Bonham under center, and Devontae Christian's going to get his first carry right up the old gut. It wasn't pretty, but he picks up 3 on the play. Little trap run, and looked like they had the trap going the wrong way. If they flipped that, it looks like maybe Christian could have picked up some more, but he still picks up 3. And Bomber, this guy is not easy to bring down.
Christian, number 34, big fan of Thurman Thomas, former Buffalo Bills. That's where he got inspired to start wearing the number 34. He started wearing that as a senior in high school. Ward in Notre Dame as well. Christian has just been a phenomenal halfback. He's got a great story, great locker room presence, an overall great kid, and just a rookie in the NBL. Still so much more to do here in the Madden Bomber League.
2nd and 7, Bonham looking underneath once again. He finds Blair. Oh, what a cut by Blair. Bonham threw that underneath, and if Blair keeps running the sidelines, he gets lit up on the outside. Instead, he turns immediately upfield. He picks up a first down. Big shout out to Xfire Eagle 13 joining us in the chat. Welcome to NBL Live. Bomber, that was a nice little route. Very working underneath right now, getting Bonham into a rhythm.
Bonham, University of Stanford. He was drafted NBL season 28, a mid-first round pick, 18th overall. This season, 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 82.8 QBR. It's his lowest career low this Madden cycle for this quarterback. Let's see if he can turn it around.
1st and 10 for the New Orleans Saints. They're at midfield. Blair coming to motion. It's going to be Bonham driving back to pass once again. Waiting. And he looks underneath. Tries to find O.J. Howard, but Bomber, that looked like the play where the coverage downfield by the Jacksonville Jaguars was just too good. He looked for that drag underneath. It wasn't open. Lucky that wasn't picked off. That was a dangerous throw to O.J. Howard.
He had the man in motion underneath open. He didn't take it. O.J. Howard, he's making $12.93 million, and he has yet to hit 1,000 yards receiving and has yet to get over 55 catches in a season and yet to get over 4 touchdowns in a season for the Saints. It has been pretty much a bust kind of career here for O.J. Howard this Madden cycle. We have not seen the speedy tight end really get down the field.
And it is Bonham dropping back on 2nd and 10, and that's a bad throw, and it's picked off and going the other way. Can he have enough to get to the end zone? To the 15, to the 10, 5, touchdown Jaguars. Their defense picks them up as Houston picks that bad boy off and rumbles his way to the end zone.
Well, I guess Houston didn't have a problem
there.
No
problem, none.
He turns that pick 6. What was up with the offensive lineman? He was almost shoulder to shoulder with Ross Bonham, who we know Ross Bonham's got a little juice. It seems like Bonham could have caught him, but the lineman just was not allowing him to kind of, hit that acceleration. A very weird animation there for Ross Bonham. You got to see a quarterback make a play like that and then come back and make the tackle. That's what I always like to see from my quarterback. I can remember the years of having Stafford. I'd go, good tackle, Stafford. Way to go, baby. Just try to give him a little hype on a sideline after making a bad play.
Xfire Eagle 13 in the chat saying this is my first time in the stream. I didn't know that CFM was still great to play. Appreciate you tuning in to NBL Live. If you don't have anything to do beginning of August and you've got an Xbox, you should apply for our EA Access Tournament. 64 players. First prize is a signed Saquon Barkley helmet. We're giving away over $1,000 worth of prizes, and it's all for a great cause.
And
365.maddenbomberleague.com.
And it's free.
Oh, yeah, totally free. You just need an Xbox. That's all you need. So 365.maddenbomberleague.com to apply. Oh, the C route was... That's a tight throw, trying to find Carpenter on the outside. It was a little bit too much mustard on that one, Bomber. You a mustard guy, you more of a ketchup fan?
Actually, I'm more of a mayonnaise guy, but here we go. That was tight but right. That's what I like to call it. It was a tight window because it was great defense, but it was the right read against that defense. He dropped it in from the ceiling, just put a little too much on it.
Second and 10. Shotgun formation, empty backfield for Bottoms. He drops back on second down, looking underneath, completes it to Carpenter once again, who's able to get the first down to the 33-yard line. Bomber, we've basically seen Bonham go 3 for 3 on underneath routes, but once he has to look beyond about 4 yards in front of his face, he is, well, he is as perfect as I am beautiful. None. 0.
It just seems he's a little off today. His precision, his accuracy, just a little bit too much. He's just got a little bit too much heat on it. We saw it with the pick six earlier. He just put a little too much juice on it. And right there on the C route, just overthrew to the sideline. So Bonham's got to settle down. This is NBL Live. This is the bright lights. Maybe he's a little nervous.
Counterplay for Devontae Christian, who falls down like he got shot. Doesn't pick up a whole lot, maybe a yard on the play. Now, Bomber, one of the reasons why the Jaguars might not have a whole lot of respect, and I think you probably know the answer to this question, but how many wins do you think the Jaguars have over teams that are, let's say, at 500 or above?
0.
1. And that is the 3-3 Texans. They beat them by 2. Everyone else they have beaten has been under 500. As Bonham rolling out to the right side on 2nd and 9. He's got a lot of room. He's got A down the field trying to find him, but once again, that mustard out there, but he's got clipped in the, yeah, that's going to be a pass interference. I don't know about you, Bomber. I don't know if you've noticed this. I've seen a lot more DPIs called in the last.
I actually looked away from the screen there. I was checking the chat. He was moving to the right side. It just looked like he put a little too much juice on it.
Yeah.
Who did they call the defensive pass interference
Peterson.
on?
So Patrick Peterson closed down from behind the receiver he was over the top. Just touched him as the ball went by him, and they called it DPI.
Yeah, I've seen defensive pass interference in the last week, and I've been doing a ton of bonus coverage on here. Make sure you turn your notifications on.
It wasn't basically throwing that one. Come on.
Yeah, you had the crossing route wide open. He goes underneath to the halfback. But turn your notifications on. We do a lot of coverage here. It's a grimy, more raw feel. You don't get to see that beautiful face there at the bottom right of your screen. OSU, give them a little hi. Let them know what's up. Let them know you're alive. You're not going to get that. It's just me basically talking by myself to the audience, and it's a pretty good time. But I saw sometimes we get special guests. Sometimes OSU comes on, sometimes Lip. But yeah, defensive pass interference. It's just been popping out of nowhere, and I kind of like it. I think it needs to be just adjusted just a little bit. But it's good to see in certain situations, especially when you see it, when you see the animation of holding as really nowhere to run there for Leonard Fournette. For Devontae Christian. It's going to be 3rd and 7 here for the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, Saints needing a conversion here, needing a touchdown to tie this ball game up after the pick six thrown by Ross Bonham to Houston. Now on 3rd and 7, 2:01 and counting. Bonham's understanding drops back to pass on 3rd and 7. Waiting, looks underneath for DeJuan Blair. It is dropped, and boy, Bonham really loves that underneath throw, and it looks like the Jacksonville Jaguars are starting to key in on that.
Hey, you just have not seen him complete anything intermediate to deep down the field, as this kick might be in trouble here.
It's a low. Nope, it's off the crossbar.
Wow. He just didn't have enough power on it. The accuracy was in question.
That was like a 45-yard field goal. That was not that long.
You don't usually, yeah, but he just didn't put any juice on that. So the quarterback's overthrowing, the kicker's under kicking. What's going on here in New Orleans?
You know what? It almost feels like, Bomber, that the Saints feel like they're on the road. They're not. They're at home. That's a kick. That's a road kick. I think it's nerves.
NBL Live broadcast 224. They know that OSU's 200th broadcast is 6 broadcasts away. And, man, it's just really getting a little interesting right now as teams getting a little nervous as the 3-3 Saints trying to make a comeback in this season versus the 5-1 Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, Al Mizzle saying worked too hard for that. Tough to come away with no points once again. And now the Jacksonville offense comes out. It's Leonard Fournette trying to get outside. Marshawn Lattimore, I don't know if he got a tackle there, but he certainly just caused a problem for Fournette, who tried to bounce it to the outside, picking up nothing on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
Nowhere really to run for Leonard Fournette. That hasn't been the case this season. This is a guy having a career year on pace for over 2,000 yards, and I know we haven't even hit the halfway mark. They've only played 6 games, but he's 7.9 yards per carry and 9 touchdowns on 104 carries, and he's been just pretty spectacular, so we always expect 100 yards from Leonard Fournette.
Shotgun formation for Daniel Shirley. Fournette to his left, 3 wide receivers, 2 over to the left side, 1 to the right, 1 tight end on the right side of that formation. Play action pass. Shirley's dropping back, looks to the quick out route on the outside, and that coverage just way too soft out there. It's 12 yards on the play. The blitz was coming in a hurry, but Shirley's able to complete that play action and fire it out there, showing off that strong arm bomber, something that Shirley has had since he came out of college.
Former first overall, #1 pick. He's a 94 overall, 27 years old. Daniel Shirley, Wisconsin University. That's right, he's a Badger. He's got 97 throw power and arguably the quickest release in the NBL.
C route. Get out of here. Big foul. Touchdown, Jaguars. They go up 2 scores as that looked like that was McGowan on the C route, 1-on-1. And so far, Bomber, a disastrous start for the New Orleans Saints. They're going to be drinking out on Bourbon Street after this game, the way they're getting blown out here in the first quarter.
No sophomore slump for Lawrence McGowan, Nebraska University. This kid was a top 10 pick last season, NBL season 31. He had 1,300 yards as a rookie. And they don't call it the C route with McGowan. They call it the see you route. Because if he runs that route and it's man coverage, he'll see you later. You like that one? No?
I like that. I did. I was.
Okay. I should have called the see you later route.
No, I liked it. I'm sort of shell shocked right now at how poorly the New Orleans Saints are playing to start this game. I guess this is a reason why the Saints are sitting here at 3-3, a team that has challenged for the division, has a division title this cycle, has started out slow. Their offense has not been able to capitalize on the good drives, has been sort of one-dimensional. And the defense, well, they didn't stop anything on that drive. It's on 1st and 10, waiting, Bonham waiting. He has Blair just sitting there all by himself, and finally, he had him sitting there alone on the right side, Bomber, for a good 3 seconds, and he's lucky that the Jaguars didn't recognize that and picks up a first down.
The little deep comeback was wide open at the break of the comeback, and Blair just says, you know what? I'm so open, I'm just going to sit here, as Patrick Peterson in the cover 4 was definitely playing over the top, giving so much cushion at his older age. He doesn't want to get beat over the top. So he's pretty much in situations where he has no help underneath. He's just giving you the underneath, anything 10 yards and in is going to be wide open against Patrick Peterson right now.
1st and 10 for Bonham in the shotgun. He's dropping back to pass on 1st and 10. Blitz coming over the right side. It's actually picked up nicely.
Beautiful.
He's rolling. He throws it over the middle. He finds Al-Jabbar. It's a big first down to the 33-yard line. What a throw by Bonham across his body. I got a couple questions in the chat. Yankees Ring 27 saying, I want to join this league so badly. I enjoy all the extra stuff they do from Twitter to stream. Expert in the chat asking if there are any openings in Grid. There's always a wait list for Grid. I will say, if you're interested in joining the NBL, apply now. Because as the cycle starts, as we get into Madden 19, we tend to have a big surge in applications. Everybody picking up the new game. They want to get in the league. So if you want to sort of get on the front end of that, I would apply now if you haven't already. 365.maddenbomberleague.com under the Join tab. Get in now before Madden 19 comes out. The beta codes are being passed around like candy. Unfortunately, they haven't given any to the fat guy, but 1st and 10 for the New Orleans Saints. He's got, well, we're going to the end of the first quarter. I was rolling.
Quick little update on Ross Bonham. I talked to some New Orleans Saints fans pregame, and they kept saying, we're going to be fine. We started 0-3. We won 3 in a row. We're going to be fine. You know why? Because we got Boss Bonham under center. And I kept thinking to myself, why do they keep calling him Boss Bonham?
Yeah.
Well, he just rolled out to the side and improvised a throw against the grain, Brett Favre-esque. And now I see it. That definitely was a Boss Bonham throw right there for Ross Bonham.
It was so beautiful. You might call that a Bob Ross Bonham throw. As on 1st and 10, shotgun formation for Ross Bonham. 3 wide receivers. He drops back on 1st and 10. 4-man rush from the Jags. Looks over the middle. Finds Al-Jabbar once again down to the 13-yard line. 20 yards on the play. And finally, Bomber, we are seeing Ross Bonham throw the ball outside of that 5-yard window, and he's actually having some success.
And you're seeing some production there from the 3rd-round pick from Virginia Tech, Reginald Al-Jabbar. He's fast. 97 speed, 96 excel, 90 agility, and guess what? The Falcons couldn't get to him, so the Saints have him. But he's been fairly reliable in the slot. No drops this season for the slot wide receiver. 5'10", $176 from Virginia.
Now it's the closer. It is Devontae Christian. 11 yards on that run, down to the 2-yard line. He's only gotten 4 carries there so far in the game, but right there, he picks up 11. This is where Devontae Christian really opens up this offense, Bomber. He is so good once you get inside the 20.
And you're watching this defense for the Jacksonville Jaguars. You're saying, Cam Chancellor? Patrick Peterson? What's going on here? Well, they're very old. I mean, they're 33, 32 years old, respectively.
Double ARP defense.
And this is an older, smarter, wiser, all surrounded by Jalen Ramsey's ability. They're hoping that can dilute the age.
Devontae Christian. Yeah, that was a stretch route. Engage 8 thrown out by the Jaguars. And, and I didn't see anybody in the backfield. Devontae Christian just does the smart move, walks around that big old blitz, and finds his way into the end zone to cut it back to a 14-7 lead. And Bomber, big drive for the Saints after going down 14-0 early and a lot of problems. Maybe this settles everyone down a little bit.
Yeah, the Saints coaching staff always preaches response. You have to respond to adversity. They went down 0-3 to start this season. They're now 3-3 rallying back. They start this game off down 14-0, 14 points. They respond. I'm liking what I see from New Orleans. I know it didn't look too great in that first quarter, but they're slowly starting to figure it out, and this team is doing a great job of responding, as that's been the key word coming out of this franchise early in this NBL Season 32 season.
Well, the Jacksonville Jaguars offense hasn't been on the field a whole lot, but they have been successful as they were able to drive down for a touchdown in 3 plays last drive. Daniel Shirley's under center, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. This is that halfback wham, it looks like. Fournette right up the middle. And the New Orleans Saints, once you see that motion, you know what's coming. Is they were able to get in the backfield and bring him down for only a 1-yard gain. Going to bring up a 2nd and 9.
Got to get something going in the running game. Got to get Leonard Fournette going. They recognize it, but against that edge sting cover 0, it's going to be tough, even for a brute force like Leonard Fournette, to pretty much have to truck over the entire defense right up the gut. I just don't see it happen. Jacksonville, they've got to work the balanced offense. I get it, but on first down, let's be a little less predictable. It's kind of been your MO just to run the ball. Maybe a play-action deep shot down the field to McGowan. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there.
Didn't see who got hurt on that play. It was not Fournette, though. He's in the backfield with this 3 wide receivers set. On 2nd and 9, play action pass. Shirley looking over the middle of the field. He has man all sorts of open. That's the patented unisolated hurdle right there.
Yeah. I question why he hurdled. I said everything's going good for you right
now.
Stop!
What are you doing?
Why allow yourself to be put in a situation where a dice roll can pop the ball out of your hands? Gets lucky there, he holds on to it. But yes, I don't understand the hurdle. It's a high-risk, low-reward kind of play. Doesn't really pan out well too often.
On 1st and 10, Shirley dropping back, looks underneath, completes it, but Beckwith makes the tackle immediately, prying that ball free. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
Just a quick read underneath. He didn't like what he saw there on the Patriots drag. It was a cover 3 match, which meant the zones probably played into a man coverage, took away the seam, and the dig route on the right side, he didn't like what he saw. Just great coverage overall there for the New Orleans Saints. They have a great secondary when they go into these cover 3 matches or cover 2 carries. It just seems like they play a lot better that way. They have great cerebral secondary players.
On 2nd and 10, it's going to be Fournette getting the carry over the right side, and he's going to be taken down at the 43-yard line. 6 yards on the play, as it looks like that is Williams, the free safety, going down with a dislocated shoulder. That's a big loss for the backside of this New Orleans Saints defense.
Yeah, that's a big loss for New Orleans. Hopefully, they have players that can step up and embrace the opportunity here. They're down 7 points right now. What I'm thinking if I'm New Orleans is 3rd and 2, let's get a stop here. Hopefully a tackle for loss, put them slightly outside of field goal range and force them to punt. Remember, earlier New Orleans missed a field goal. This game should be 14-10, so a field goal would only make it a one-score game, but that missed field goal really put them in a sticky predicament right now.
It might be Fournette getting the ball here on 3rd and 2, the short yards. Let's see what they decide to do with 3 tight ends on the field. Fournette at the top of the eye, 1 wide receiver over to the left, and Shirley dropping back to pass. Blitz coming, quick throw underneath, and the coverage was good behind the defense. They sent a lot on that blitz. Shirley tried to dump it off underneath on the drag. It is stopped, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be forced to punt this ball away. What a stop by the Saints defense.
Great hands right there by the defense. They just come underneath and make a play, as Shirley was just looking to check it down underneath. A quick throw. He felt the pressure coming. New Orleans does a great job. And guess what? When it all looked gloom and doom, they were down 14 points. They just missed a field goal.
Yeah.
They're right back in this game. They can tie it up on this drive.
Did the Jaguars outthink themselves on that play?
I think they're just plain scared. That's why I think this team's a collapsible team. You have Leonard Fournette. Is that the overthink we're talking about?
Yeah.
Just hand the ball off.
Just hand the ball
Run
off.
the ball up the field. Let's not think we're just going to drag our way down the field, especially when teams are going to play the hard flats.
A hand up to Christian, stretch play on the right side, juke move, but that was doomed from the beginning. Christian's got to cut that upfield sooner, as the coverage behind the front four was fantastic. Sealing that edge, bring him down for a 1-yard loss. Going to bring up a 2nd and 11, and Bomber, if you're New Orleans, you got to move the ball a little bit. The last thing you want to do is punt this back to the Jaguars with great field position.
Absolutely. It becomes a game of field position right now if you don't pick up a first down and you just go 3 and out. So 2nd and 11, let's see what Ross Bonham and this offense can do.
2nd and 11, Bonham under center, Christian in the backfield, Blair coming in motion. It's going to be Christian getting the ball once again right up the middle. He's got a big hole. He's got a first down to the 23-yard line. What a job up front by that offensive line, creating all sorts of space, and Drake Christian just had to hit that hole and find the first down marker.
that's a new little just mix into this offense we didn't see last year. They get into a 2nd and long, and they say, you know what, motion halfback dive, let's give it to the rookie. Jacksonville didn't expect it. I didn't expect it, and it paid big dividends.
Play action pass, Bonham waiting. He's looking over to the left side for Drake Christian. Oh, it goes off his hands. He had it. It actually wasn't a great read because the coverage was tight, but he put it up there for the halfback to go up and get it. And you talked about Devontae Christian, Bomber, about how good he was in the passing game in that bonus coverage game. That one's going to make people question his receiving ability.
He's got a linebacker on him. It was thrown a little early. I think the real play there, they ran a cover 0. He had all kinds of time, but, man, Jalen Ramsey's man coverage against that crossing route, wow, that was phenomenal. 2nd
and 10, waiting, looking underneath, finds Al-Jabbar. He's got a first down. I don't like that move. I like the first down, but Jabbar almost went back over the first down marker. You got to just trust yourself and turn upfield. You get too much east-west, Bomber, it's going to come back to bite you.
And east-west just seems like it becomes a just homestay for these speedy wide receivers. They just think, hey, I think I can beat them around the edge. I think I can stop my momentum and just go back the other way. This guy's 97 speed, 96 excel. Al-Jabbar has been a great slot receiver for them this season, but he's got to be smarter there because he basically squared himself up and took a pretty nasty hit. That could have been a fumble here in Madden 18.
Yeah, you didn't see any sort of avoidance there, so we appreciate everybody tuning in to NBL Live Broadcast 224 here on the NBL Network. Week 7 action of Jaguars versus the Saints. I'm OSU. I'm hanging out with the commission himself, Bomber. And on 1st and 10, it is Ross Bottom dropping back to pass, looking to the flat on the right side. He finds O.J. Howard up to the 43-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 2.
Thinking about this number, broadcast number 224, it really just makes me think of, if you would have told me we would have been at broadcast number 200 when we started this thing, I probably would have said, are we going to make it to 200? Now we're at 225, and I'm thinking, hey, we're 25 away from being halfway to 500, and I'm excited about getting to that number. It just seems like everything's rocking and rolling here for the NBL. If you're interested in joining, go to 365.maddenbomberleague.com, and the 365 is because we go August to August.
Shotgun formation, 2nd and 2. Looks like they're setting up a little screen pass to Drake Christian. He cuts it up the field, has a first down and more. Got stuck behind some blockers, but gets to the 49-yard line. But Drake Christian is down. He is holding that shoulder. Excuse me, Devontae Christian is down holding that shoulder. And Bomber, that could be a big loss. No Devontae Christian for the New Orleans Saints. That's a big problem.
Yeah, the rookie's been getting a lot of work. Production's been high this season for Devontae Christian. He has to stay healthy for the Saints team to have success. They know it. He knows it. So hopefully he can get back on the field. But here's my thing. How great has the New Orleans Saints play calling been?
Yeah.
Seems like they've just been phenomenal this 2nd quarter.
Now on 1st and 10 as we're under that 2-minute warning. Blair coming in motion. Bottom's dropping back to pass out of the shotgun. Waiting. Rush is coming. He gets it off. Finds Blair just shy of the 40-yard line at the 42. Giving him 9 on the play. The Jaguars are trying to get to Ross Bottom, but Bottom is doing a great job of staying in the pocket, Bomber, and getting rid of the ball before he takes a big hit.
Yeah, he's also doing something really interesting that might kind of be getting overlooked. It's real subtle. He takes steps to the right. He saw the cornerback come off the edge, and he just takes a subtle step to the right, another one to the right, and it buys him just that quarter second, half second, enough time to get that drag across the field, and he just makes a nice little touch pass, a little 3-yard pass. Picks up quite a few yards.
2nd and 1. It's going to be Hill getting the carry on 2nd down. Takes huge hit in the hole, but picks up the first down, and we find out Devontae Christian, the shoulder strain of doom that has plagued so many good players here in the NBL. He is down, and Bomber, for Christian, that's at least 3 weeks, could be up to 6 or 7 weeks, depending how bad that shoulder strain is.
Oh, that's not good news. That's definitely New Orleans Saints fans right now. I apologize, because I know you're in a dire straits right now. You're 3-3. The Falcons are playing well. I understand. I know you beat them. But, man, you can't afford a loss like this, and you can't afford losses right now in these big games.
Bottom looks to the flat, finds the halfback Hill at the 38-yard line. 12 of 77.
Let me point out something. I like to talk on bonus coverage about the swag of players after they've been edited. Hill, you are one swagless halfback right now. You've got the Patrick Ewing volleyball elbow. I mean, what's going on here?
No swag.
This guy does not look like he's ready to actually be in the game.
It looks like his mom dressed him before he got out there. Didn't want him to get hurt. Put on your elbow pads, honey. You don't want to get hurt.
Like the kid from Little Giants, the one that had like the
in the bubble wrap. Yeah, that's
what
him.
Was his name?
What was his name? All I remember,
that's trivia.
He had the bubble wrap on him and the big glasses.
Yeah. Exactly.
Let's see if the
That's you,
New
Hill.
Orleans Saints decide to whip out the annexation of Puerto Rico here on 2nd and 9. 3 wide receivers over to the left side for Bonham in the shotgun. Hill to his right. One tight end out there as well as he drops back to pass. 4-man rush from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Looks right up the seam. He tried to find Al-Jabbar. He waited just a half second too long, and Barry almost picked that one off. Instead, it's going to bring up a 3rd and 9.
Yeah, the crossing route on the inside slot on the left side was wide open. He just had to make the read. I think Ross Bonham finds himself in situations, especially if he's just stuck stationary in the pocket. That's when he's kind of at his worst. He just goes off of reads too quickly and stares at one man too long. When he's moving around and he's having to keep his head on a swivel, you really see him make better progressions and better reads. Standing dead center of the pocket, just not his forte right now for Ross Bonham.
3rd and 9, 3 wide receivers, 2 over to the right, 1 to the left for Ross Bonham here. 33 seconds to go in the first half. He drops back on 3rd and 9, waiting, looks over the middle of the field, has the man, all sorts of open. Carpenter, all sorts of free in the middle of that field, and what a job by Ross Bonham moving around in the pocket and waiting for his speedy wide receiver to come open, picks up the first down, and is 10 yards away from tying this ball game up.
Footwork. Ross Bonham just to the left. Everything I own in a box to the left. And if you get that reference, you might be an old head like me. I'm 34 years old, and I still feel 34 years young. But that's what it just did. The footwork was phenomenal. Did you see that? To the left, back to the right, drop back, stood over the middle, bought himself time inside the pocket while moving, allowing the crossing route to get wide open. Phenomenal job for Ross Bonham. See, when he looks great, he looks great. It's just when he looks bad, he looks really bad.
1st and 10, and Brian Hill's going to take the carry over the left side, and Brian Hill just proved that he is no Devontae Christian. Could not hit that hole hard enough, and he's only going to pick up 4 now. 2nd and 6, they can pick up a first down at about the half-yard line. It is Bonham under center. 2 wide receivers, he drops back to pass on 2nd and 6. Waiting, looks to the flat, is complete, and then he gets completely blown up on the outside. That was Jalen Ramsey with the hit. Going to bring up a 3rd and 6.
Jalen Ramsey has low-key been one of the better players I've seen, and I've covered a lot of bonus coverage this week. You can attest to this, OSU. Jalen Ramsey at cornerback, I mean, they got his ratings right. This guy is someone, if I'm Ross Bonham, the first thing I look for, I'm not looking for old man Cam. I'm not looking for what used to be Patrick Peterson over there. I got to find out where Jalen Ramsey is every single play, especially when we get inside the 10-yard line and he starts moving around and there's not much space behind him because he's got the instinct to jump routes like he just did. He's just been phenomenal.
Only 9 seconds left. Play clock down under 4. It's going to be handoff on 3rd and 6. They're going to try to run it with Spencer Pirine and or Samaje Pirine, and nothing going there. They do have one timeout. They take it. Do you like the call there, Bomber, to run it on 3rd down with your top running back down?
You know, they've already missed a field goal once. I just don't trust this kicker, even though it's close. I don't like settling for 3. I'm the Saints. I'm going for the tie. And I got a premier quarterback. I believe him. The kick's up. It's good. They're going to be down 14-10, just 4 points. They did miss the field goal earlier, kind of a chippy. It was a 45-yarder that was short. You hardly see that in the NBL. But here's my concern, OSU. Got to be more aggressive. Why not play for the tie, especially knowing you're kicking the ball off to them to start the second half?
Well, you will certainly, as we get through this game, if the New Orleans Saints come up just short, you're going to be looking at that missed field goal. You're going to be looking at the drive inside the 10 that didn't get a touchdown to tie the ball game up. 14-10 your score, but Bomber, if you're the Saints, you got to feel really good about where you are considering how poorly this game started.
You do. I mean, the second quarter was phenomenal for the New Orleans Saints. Excuse me. The New Orleans Saints looked good in the second half. Play calling was great. I think their offensive and defensive coordinators just take a little bit to get into the game. Once they start figuring out and adjusting to what they're seeing, that's when they're at their best, adapting and adjusting to their opponent. And we're seeing it today. 14-0, they're on a 10-0 run right now for the New Orleans Saints.
Quick throw to the outside. He's got some room. Bell's going to take him down to the 45-yard line. But I've got some great news for somebody in the chat. Mafia member up 18 says, at NBL Network, hey, I'm a New York Giants fan.
Okay. So tournament news.
Yeah, we got a little Mafia member up 18. Pay attention here. Go to 365.maddenbombleague.com. 365.maddenbombleague.com. Go to the Madden 19 tournament application. There's a little tab right at the top. Apply for it.
It should say EA Access Tournament.
Yeah, EA Access Tournament. It's free to enter. First prize is a signed Saquon Barkley New York Giants helmet. So as a Giants fan, figure you might be interested in that. We're also been giving away almost $1,000 worth of prizes, actually over $1,000 worth of prizes that entire week. It's going to be a huge tournament, and it's a lot of fun. So 365.maddenbombleague.com. free to enter, completely free, and you can win a ton of prizes. We're giving away custom controllers. We're giving away gift cards. We're giving away Madden 19 copies. So just check it out, 365.maddenbarnley.com. Project Fat joining us in the chat is on 1st and 10. It is Fournette with the carry. Fournette stumbling and bumbling and bouncing off him like a pinball to pick up a good amount, 9 yards. 2nd and 1, Bomber. Leonard Fournette only has 4 carries in this game.
Yeah, boom, ba-boom. The kid just bounces off but stays on his feet, keeps the wheels churning. The wheels on the bus go ground and pound for Jacksonville. It makes me just go back to that 3rd and 2. You said it best. You said, are they just overthinking the situation? They tried to throw a drag underneath that got batted down by the defense. When you got a monster dump truck like that, just give them the ball and let them run. 3rd and 2, I'm going back to that play because that just really irks me that they couldn't move the chains and give the ball to Leonard Fournette on that play.
2nd and 1 for the Jaguars. Shotgun formation for Daniel Shirley. 3 wide receivers, 2 over to the left, 1 to the right. Leonard Fournette to the left of Daniel Shirley. They're on the 46-yard line. They're going to drop back to pass on 2nd and 1. Waiting, looking, finds. Looks like that is Brock underneath all the way up to the 35-yard line. 1st down for the Jaguars. But where has Leonard Fournette been in this game, folks? We appreciate you tuning in. We got to give a big shout-out to our graphic sponsor, Web3Cast.com. They do a ton of graphics for our entire NBL network. You see them on pregame shows. You see our overlays. You see on all the NBL network shows. Web3Cast.com does all of our graphics. If you're anyone you know needs graphics done for a affordable price, hit up Web3Cast.com. Let them know NBL sent you. You'll get 15% off your entire order. Web3Cast.com, the leaders in affordable graphic design. 1st and 10 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. 5 wide receivers, empty backfield for Daniel Shirley as he drops back to pass. 5-man rush coming. He's going to toss this up over the top. He has a man all sorts of open, and he missed him. He had Lawrence McGowan with at least 4 steps on the outside, and Daniel Shirley got just a little too pumped on that one. The adrenaline got rolling. The mustard came out, and it ended up in the end zone.
That's just the story of Daniel Shirley's career. Former 1st overall, #1 pick. He just doesn't come through in big spots in the game. Just imagine if they expand this lead, extend from 14 to 10 to 21 to 10. That's a big cushion for this team right now. And he just simply overthrows his best wide receiver, McGowan. Just head-scratching at this moment.
Handoff on 2nd and 10. They run. They bring out Brenton Fisher on 2nd down. They know they're going to run it. They bring out Fisher, not Fournette, and Fisher only picks up 2. And Bomber, you were talking about how nice the play calling was for the New Orleans Saints in the first half. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they're up 14-10, and I am scratching my head about what sort of the choices they've made.
It's a common theme here for Jacksonville. It's a lot of just questionable calls in situational football. It's just not good at it.
PAFK quick, is that what we're doing here on 3rd and 8? Why not? Waiting. Oh, the coverage is good. He tries to playmaker. He throws it to Beckwith. Oh, he snagged it out of the air, and now Beckwith is taking it back to the 32-yard line. Oh, an isolated got cute with a PAFK quick. And Mr. Eric on the other side said, no, thank you, sir. I'll take that one the other way.
Fun fact, the last 3 PAFK quicks have been, 2 of them have been incomplete, and 1 has been a turnover. That's 0 for 3 on the last 3. I don't think we've ever seen that. That's NBL Live speaking. You know, the last game we saw an 0 for 2. This one we see a turnover. So once dominant play seems to be backfiring in the face of adversity.
Ross Bonham doing his Daniel Shirley impression there on the field. Missed his receiver by a good 3 yards. Gonna bring up a 2nd and 10. Again, I am shocked at the lack of usage of the #1 halfback and Bomber, the #1 halfback in the NBL by quite a bit. Leonard Fournette in this game has been non-existent, mostly due to the play calling.
Play calling during situational football is probably the key for Jacksonville Jaguars' success, and it's probably their worst attribute. Yeah. That's just not a good team. When situations arise, you have to make the correct call against the right defense, and they just don't do it.
2nd and 10, waiting, stays in the pocket, and Ross Bonham decides that he felt bad about the pick the other way and was going to throw it into quadruple coverage, and A.J. Boye, that's the easiest pick A.J. Boye is ever going to have. It's going the other way, and Ross Bonham, more like Ross Bonehead over there for the New Orleans Saints.
It's not Boss Bonham right now, and the Mercedes-Benz Superdome is really eerily quiet right now. Guys, I also want to remind you, July 7th is when the first batch of acceptance emails will be sent out for the tournament, so if you applied, it's going to be like a Madden 19 beta code kind of feel right now. You might get your acceptance early into the tournament. I think we're going to accept 10 to 12 as a nice tackle and open field right there for the New Orleans Saints. A little toss to the outside. See, this is another thing I don't understand. You got a downhill running back, but just sending them east and west as former New York Giant Jason Pierre-Paul makes a nice open field tackle.
Hey, Bomber, you know what else we got coming up this weekend?
What's that?
On Sunday night?
Uh-huh.
The return
I feel like we're doing an iconic thing right now.
of Highly Debatable. Highly Debatable.
Oh, wow. So we're
Coming
going to
back
get some
Sunday
stock exchange?
Got
Okay.
the NBL Stock Exchange. We're going to be doing a bunch of episodes of Highly Debatable. Make sure we get some episodes in with that
And
Stock
Highly
Exchange.
Debatable is exclusive to YouTube, correct?
It is indeed. YouTube.com.
/ Madden Bomber League.
Madden Bomber League.
All
Yeah.
these games are also uploaded to YouTube afterwards, and they'll be in our archives for the NBL Live play-by-play broadcast archives. You can find them on there. All of our 224 broadcasts, plus rookie draft, all the fun and good stuff. So if you miss it, just head on over there afterwards. We'll have it uploaded for you as Jason Pierre-Paul goes offsides. Maybe getting a little aggressive right now for the New Orleans Saints.
Felblitz saying, okay, got to learn how to pronounce the Saints quarterback's name properly. Might be screaming it tomorrow morning on the Dean's List. Bonham.
Oh, wow.
Ross Bonham. Bonham or Bonham, if you want to call him. Or not Boss Bonham, because he has been pretty pitiful today for the New Orleans Saints. It's a big reason why they're down 14-10. Jacksonville doing all they can to give this game to the Saints. The Saints saying, no, thank you. We don't take charity over here. It's on 3rd and 8. On 3rd and 8, they're going to try to run it with Leonard Fournette. Don't run it with him on 2nd and 1. They don't run it with him on 3rd and 2. But 3rd and 8, they give it to Fournette, and he ends up losing 1 on the play. Bomber, head-scratching, to say the least.
Big field goal coming up. It's up. Is this going to be good? Oh,
Yeah.
it looks like it's just got enough leg. That's going to be 17-10 here. And that really puts a lot of pressure on the New Orleans Saints kicker because, I mean, they're all looking at him now. If he would have just made the 45-year-old, 45-yard field goal.
Or year.
17-13 or year. Maybe he's in his 45th year because his leg looked like he was in his 55th year. As short as he was on that 45-yard field goal, it was just I just didn't understand it. How you went short on a 45-yard field goal.
Seriously,
Wow, I'm getting out of this conversation. I'm done with this.
We're done. All right, 1st and 10 for the New Orleans Saints. Bunch formation through to the right side. One over to the left. Saints need to get a touchdown to tie this ball game up as Bonham drops back to pass on 1st and 10. Has a man. It is complete. It is Blair. He's turned it upfield all the way up to the 44-yard line. Nice job there by Bonham, and they're going to try to hurry it up. Bomber, do you like to hurry up to maybe get Bonham into a rhythm?
I think that's what you have to do. Don't let him think too much. Lindsey Blair, 91 speed, 92 excel, 86 agility.
That was the slowest slip screen I've ever seen.
Yeah, just really
Got
slow,
2
really
yards.
delayed.
He barely got out of the backfield.
It was a nice truck stick, though, attempt there for Hill, number 26, coming in for the injured superstar rookie for the New Orleans Saints. I just don't see this offense really doing much without Devontae Christian. We start seeing guys like Hill get carries. Lindsey Blair, we haven't talked about him all game. He's getting catches. It just seems like everything starts to crumble without
let me remind Felblitz. Ross Bonham.
Wow.
Bonham.
What happened to the user coverage there? And, man, what was he guarding? He just took off running the other way.
Bomber,
I mean,
there's a very simple explanation for that. It was unisolated on user coverage.
Oh, my gosh. He literally, I don't know how he was so juked out of a guy running a drag route that it made him just turn his head, and he was like in no man's land. What was he doing?
Well, once again, Jacksonville trying to give this game to the Saints. The Saints saying, no, thank you, we don't accept charity. 3rd down, X is open. He waited way too long, though, and Carpenter, well, he had a man in front of him. That's picked off going the other way for the Jaguars. Miles Jack with the pick. He certainly jacked that one away from the New Orleans Saints as Ross Bonham is getting booed out here. Entering in the chat saying he looks like Belisari out there tonight. This is ugly. And yet the Saints are still only down 7, Bomber.
Ross Bonham, Zach Belisari from the Washington Redskins all came out in the same class. We expected big things from these guys. And I don't like to say it, but we've just been disappointed so far.
Well, I wouldn't on isolated break out the Wildcat. Can't make any of the good play calls, so bring out the trick plays, and Fournette picks up a good chunk of yards up to the 23-yard line.
Well, we haven't seen the annexation of Puerto Rico yet. But we still have a quarter.
I swear it's coming. Laterals galore.
In a minute and a half. Hey, speaking of charity, since the New Orleans Saints aren't accepting any charity, but let's talk a little bit about the charity that we're involved in with our EA Access free tournament, over $1,000 worth of prizes, and the winner gets a free signed Saquon Barkley New York Giants helmet.
Yep, that charity we're working with is Operation Homefront. does a ton for our military families, helping them with financial, food assistance, repairs. Basically anything our military families need, Operation Homefront helps them out. All proceeds that we get during the tournament will be going to Operation Homefront. We'll be selling limited edition t-shirts as well. That will be going proceeds will be going towards Operation Homefront. So be sure to tune in. If you don't get into the tournament, make sure you at least tune in. 12-hour stream on day one, streaming all rounds of the tournament. We'll crown our second champion. Luigi won it last year, but make sure you tune in because it's for a great cause, helping out our military families when they have need.
You know, a couple people on Twitter were asking me if Luigi was going to get back in this tournament. I don't know if we've received his application. We have reached out.
He was actually one of the first 30.
All right, so the champ's in there to try to – he won an Antonio Brown signed jersey last year. Big shout out to October, NBL owner, Hall of Famer, admin, great guy. He donated the Antonio Brown signed jersey. This year he's donating the signed Saquon Barkley New York Giants helmet. And for those on Twitter, no, he does not make 6 figures or 7 figures. He's not uber rich. He's just passionate.
We're not talking about Uber either. Uber is not uber rich either. YouTuber. He's not.
No, absolutely not. Great guy as well, though. 2 great guys. I mean, since we brought him up. But, yeah, so he gets to try to defend his title here this season. So he was one of the first applicants. I'm sure he'll get accepted in the first batch of acceptance emails there on July 7th.
The true deal you are saying CFM takeover next year, just watch. Yeah, CFM's getting a ton in terms of features for Madden 19. I know a lot of people out there are looking for more. They want all of it this year. This was a good year. As somebody who got to see the game at EA Play, as somebody who's been talking with the devs, it's a good year for CFM. We're getting a lot of things that we asked for. I know there are still a lot of things people want. It can't all happen in one year because there is an entire game to work on. But this is a good year for CFM. I think people are going to be really happy with it. People are going to be really happy with the gameplay. And I'm just saying, you know, I think over the next couple of years, you're going to see a real overhaul of CFM. You're going to see some nice features. As 3rd and 7, they run it with Fournette. Nothing going there. 4th and 7, Jacksonville's going to try to extend this to a 2-score lead.
Yeah, and most importantly for Madden 19, we're seeing some foundation being laid for future additional growth to code, to depth. The big key word around developers about CFM is the word we all want them to be saying, immersion. That's something that we always hear these developers talking about recently, and that's a big thing for us because you want more full immersive stuff like the screenshots being added into the newsfeed, stuff like that. I mean, just the subtleties of these small things I think we're going to appreciate this year. And then I think Madden 20, man, my hopes are high. So I hope I'm not let down, but I do believe, I mean, I think it's headed in a great direction.
I do as well, and I think Madden 19 is great. If you have one of those beta codes, have fun with it. Madden.
Yeah, we don't have any.
1st and 10, handoff to Hill over the left side, juke move, but nothing doing there. No Devontae Christian. Bomber, no run game for this New Orleans Saints team. It's going to be on the arm of Ross Bonham, and if you're a betting guy and you've watched what Ross Bonham has done so far this game, you might not be putting too much money on old RB.
It's crazy right now. The score's 20-10. We still have 5.5 minutes left. This is an explosive New Orleans Saints offense, generally speaking. But in this game right now, it just seems dead in the water. 10 points seems insurmountable for the New Orleans Saints. And right now, I feel like I'm left with no hope. Or maybe they can turn it around.
Ah, he got faked out by the play action. And he fired. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Oh, he got totally faked out. Oh, Lord, that's why you used the play action.
What did the user do? He took the player off the quarterback and went with. I'm so confused. Bad user play by the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, at best, it was horrible user play.
At best. At best. 1st and 10 for Bonham and the Saints. Maybe this sparks them. As Bonham tries to throw a pick in between 2 Jacksonville Jaguars, and somehow he comes up with a completion. Going to bring up a 2nd and 2.
I got a crazy feeling New Orleans Saints score on this drive, and then Jacksonville gives it back to him. I'm just saying it right now. I picked the New Orleans Saints earlier. I think.
Shadow's in the chat.
21.
Tell Shadow.
What's that?
Shadow's in the chat in the 20-10 game.
Oh, he's feeling uber confident right now. No, and
he said it wasn't me. Auto did it.
He's never confident. Huh?
He said it wasn't me. LOL. Auto did it. Ha ha.
Yeah, sure. The user.
2nd and 2. Handoff to Hill over the right side. Hill got a 1st down. He'll get absolutely obliterated at the 40-yard line, but still picks up the 1st down. New Orleans needs a score, but they've got all 3 timeouts. Any sort of points here to cut to 1 score would be big, but Bomber, I think a touchdown sets New Orleans up pretty well.
They need a touchdown because I think the touchdown does a little bit more than just 7 points. I think it puts pressure back on Daniel Shirley and that offensive coordinator. And you know what that coordinator likes to do when things get tough? Go away from Leonard Fournette, put the ball in Daniel Shirley's hands, and that's when crazy things.
Oh,
my gosh.
Lord.
O.J. Howard does not want that fullback dive again, I'll tell you
Oh,
that.
my Lord, I do declare, what a hit. O.J. Howard, he might be dead. Check on him.
What
Is he dead?
was, I mean, that was definitely a hit stick. I wonder if the right stick is burned on that play right there.
Oh, 100%. There's Ross Bottom doing Ross Bottom sort of things.
Ross Bottom having his worst QBR in this cycle. I mean, this guy's got 7 touchdowns, OSU.
Yeah.
He came into the game with 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He's right now
13.
7 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Woo! His QBR is under 74. His lowest QBR before that was 90.9, and that's when he was a rookie 5-6 seasons ago. NBL season 27, and he's had QBRs of 116 and 103. He's really struggling right now.
Now Bottom needs to pick up a big first down here on 3rd and 8, and why not? He looks at the drag, and Blair drops the drag, and Bonham only knows how to throw a drag and a flat and a drag and a flat, and they make him make a read, and Bonham can't do it. It's 4th and 8, and they're going to try for a long field goal. They missed a gimme before. Let's see if they can convert this one. The meter looked good. The kick is up. Does it have enough leg? Yes, it does. Cuts it back to a 1-score game, but Bomber. Ross Bonham. More like Lost Bonham.
That's good. I like your nickname so far.
I appreciate that.
Yes. Did you notice the disrespect from Unisolated, the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars? He had a man back there to recover that kick. He is so disrespectful.
He's in the chat during the game.
In so many ways right now that I hope he throws a pick 6 here and New Orleans goes for 2.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. I hope New Orleans goes for the 2. Well, we'll see what the New Orleans defense can do here. Reminder, folks, we will have our NBL Live Player of the Game following this broadcast. You can check out all of our NBL Live Player of the Games on our website, 365.maddenbomberleague.com. Under the NBL Live tab, you can check it back all the way to broadcast number 1. 1st and 10. It's going to be the Fournette show. Let's see if the Saints can do anything. Well, they can, as Fournette, 12 carries, 37 yards. They have bottled them up, and Bomber, of those 37 yards, 28 were on a Wildcat play.
Not a good day from Leonard Fournette. I said coming into this game, one thing was certain about the Jacksonville Jaguars. Leonard Fournette's going to rush for 100 yards. That hasn't been the case. But somehow, they still have a 7-point lead with 3:30 left in this ballgame.
2nd and 13. It's Shirley rolling out. It's Shirley playmakering up the field, and he throws that one out of bounds. And 3rd and 13, and Bomber, I'll be honest. Jacksonville's look pretty pitiful out there on offense.
These quarterbacks, I mean, these are
horrible.
Top first-round selections this Madden cycle. One, Daniel Shirley was a first overall selection. They have looked mediocre at best.
3rd and 13. Can the Saints get a stop? Looks up the seam, and he finds it, man. What coverage? What were you running on that play? It was a cover 3 buzz that got completely messed up, and Jacksonville picks up a first down.
Yeah, key word on that play, though, buzz match. The post route actually turned into man coverage, which allowed that safety to believe that he just needed to keep backing up because there was man coverage underneath, and that wasn't the case. The man coverage was toast, and he picks up that 3rd and long as Daniel Shirley shows off his 97 throw power.
And off to Leonard Fournette. Fournette's got some room. Owen says, Fournette, lower that shoulder. I do not care, sir.
Wow, number 38, number 30, great. Look at that guy. What is that guy, 6'7", 280? Owens? Is that Kevin Owens right there?
It might be Kevin Owens.
He's laying the
KO.
boom. Wow, that's the knockout punch there from K. Owens, just laying it down on Leonard Fournette, who's usually delivering the pain.
Gregory Owens, 6'4", 216 strong safety.
Oh, yeah, he's not playing. No.
Look for a trap run, maybe a counter run here on 2nd and 2 with these 2 tight safeties, a tight formation. Look for a Fournette to bounce it outside. They ran him right up the middle, and Beckwith was waiting for him and brings him down to the 48-yard line. And Bomber, 3rd and 4. Crucial for the Saints to get a stop here.
I've never seen Leonard Fournette look so light. It just seems like this Saints defense has really rocked him lately, especially this last quarter and a half. You've seen him get hit with the type of hits and fall the way he's falling.
Do you see what the Saints are, or do you see what the Jags are coming out at? Full wide set. He's emptying out the backfield. They're taking Fournette off the field here on 3rd and 4. Used a lot of clock there to get to the 2-minute warning. 7-point game. Still 3rd and 4.
You got to start wondering back to that 3rd and 4 they had earlier in this game where they decided to pass. Oh, it was a 3rd and 2. They didn't pick it up. They tried to go underneath. Maybe they make up for their mistake here and go back to Leonard Fournette. No, they're coming back out in that 4 wide. Leonard Fournette's not even on the field.
Shirley in the shotgun, empty backfield. No Fournette on 3rd and 4. Watch for Shirley to roll out or scramble on this play, folks. Saints need to stop. They do have all 3 timeouts. 3rd down. Waiting. Looks underneath. It is complete. Somehow he held on to that through the contact, but an injury on the play. Jacksonville has to use one of their timeouts, so New Orleans still plenty of time. They are in trouble, though, because they're on the 41-yard line.
Yeah, once they get into field goal range, it's going to become an issue as they can't give up any points here, as that was a great catch right there by kind of an unsung hero in this game, a guy we haven't called his name much. That's Ellis Gray. He actually used to play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's a 5th-round pick, 97 speed, 94 excel. You want to know what his catching traffic is? 76. Catching 72.
Sure.
Hashtag
rating. My 92 overall left tackle gave up 17 sacks last year. Sure. No gain on. I'm not bitter about that at all. No gain on the play. Gonna bring him 2nd and 10. New Orleans. Waited a couple seconds to use that timeout, just to keep us guessing.
2nd and 10 here for the New Orleans Saints. This has to be a situation where you have to sit in the heat and hope for a tackle for loss, because at the 41, I think that's an easy chippy field goal here for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
58-yarder from there.
Yeah, that's easy peasy for them. I think they got the leg for it.
They might be. We'll see what they do. They're throwing it here on 2nd and 10, because why not? Throws over the middle. Throws a pick to Beckwith. Oh, they got cute. And Beckwith's got some room on the left side. Only man back is Shirley. Beckwith needs to cut. He gets taken down to the 26. Oh, an isolated. What in the blue hell are you doing? Throw the ball on 2nd down. The Saints are 26 yards from tying it up. If you thought this was over, folks, get your friends back here. We got a ball game.
Tag everybody you know. Let them know that Daniel Shirley has just Daniel Shirley'd. That's right. It's actually something that has become known in this league, that in the 4th quarter, he will throw it right to you. And he will throw it hard, and he will throw it quick, and he will throw it on a down he probably should be running. And that's exactly what happened there for the Jacksonville
Jaguars. I am saying this right now. I'm looking right into the camera. Eric, if you lose this game, you don't deserve to be here. It has been gifted to you. Just take it. 1st and 10. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Bottom under center. Hill in the backfield on 1st and 10. Minute 38 and counting. Waiting. Has the man over the middle. He finds Jabbar in the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Go for 2. Be manly.
It was a little bit of a hesitancy.
Oh, he waited.
From the quarterback.
Oh, he waited so long.
He waited so long, but yet somehow the cover 6 played like a cover 2 and just said, you know what? You waited too long, but I'm just going to give it to you anyways.
The kick is up. It is good. 20-20 your score. It only took 1 play. We've got a tie ball game. I thought he had waited too long, Bomber. I'll be honest. He came so open. The user was over on the left side. Once he crossed in front of the user, I'm like, throw it, throw it, throw it. He waited really long, but the safety never closed down on top of Jabbar. And Jabbar, quick little possession catch. And now, Saints defense. 2 timeouts. It's a tie ball game. You got to think Shirley's going to be throwing it a little bit on this one with a minute 34.
That's scary. And that's scary for Jaguar fans. But here, I want to go back to that play. So the safety almost felt like when the safety saw the quarterback hesitate to make the pass initially, I think he kind of sat back and was like, I'm going to bait him into this throw and I'm going to make a play. and it just, have you ever seen that? You just give a little space trying to bait somebody into the throw and then they just make the throw and you go, probably gave too much space. That's exactly what it looked like happened for the Jacksonville secondary right there. And that's what happens with Cam Chancellor in the back.
Bomber, we got an update in the chat from Fellow Blitz. Seriously, you might just see the first owner get inducted to the list. There's still a minute 34, folks, and the Jaguars have been able to move the ball offensively. They're going to hand it off to Leonard Fournette. And look at Robinson get in the backfield and go, Leonard, best running back, my butt, sit down. 4-yard loss on the play.
Yeah, when you run a halfback draw, and by the time you get the ball, your first move is east. You know there's an issue blocking right now for Leonard Fournette. It's going to really come down to if Daniel Shirley can throw the ball down the field, which
we'll see.
Which makes it really interesting for us.
2nd and 14, Shirley in the pocket, rolling. This is what Shirley does. He rolls. Beckwith closing down on him, trying to make the tackle. He does at the 33-yard line. And Bomber, you might see a lot of that. You might see a lot of Daniel Shirley rolling out of the pocket and doing some playmaking and trying to pick up the first down with his legs.
Yeah, whether you like Daniel Shirley or not, you have to respect one thing. He's got a 97 gun. That's his throw power, but he's also got the speed, 78 speed, 76 excel. He's got the ability to throw on the run. His accuracies are all in the 90s. This kid is special. The only problem is between the ears, he gets a little lost sometimes. 3rd and 2. This has been the down and distance that has plagued this team the entire game. Did they go to Leonard Fournette and try to move these chains?
3rd and 2. 3 wide receivers over to the left side. Fournette to the right of Daniel Shirley as he changing up the play, surveying the defense. Minute 8 to go. They're going to throw it once again. Waiting. Throws over the middle. Has a man. It is complete down to the 49-yard line. You knew Shirley was probably going to throw it. You know Shirley was going to get rid of it quick. In that he knew that cover 3 was coming. He found the tight end Sylvan for his first catch. And they're very near field goal range.
And somehow this Jacksonville Jaguar team is 5-1. The Saints obviously 3-3. They're playing like a 3-3 team.
Well, and the Jacksonville Jaguars have been very good at beating the bad teams of the NBL so far. But their one game against an over 500 team got beat by 14 by the Cleveland Browns.
Ouch.
And out here, they're playing a 3-3 team, and they're keeping them in this game. 1st and 10, 3 wide receivers over the left side. Why not hand it to Fournette over that left side? Good tackle made at the 44-yard line. 41 seconds and counting. Jacksonville is not concerned about the time at all. New Orleans, this is a 61-yard field goal from here, so Jacksonville needs to pick up a couple. You might see them keep it on the ground from here after the last drive, but who knows what goes on in the mind of the assistant network director.
I'm going to say the line they need to get to would be at the 41-yard line. So you see the yellow line for the first down. I say about 2 yards, 3 yards from that line. I think the 41-yard line, I think, will just be right inside of his range and give the kicker an opportunity to win this game in the final seconds for the Jaguars.
Flag down on the play.
That's going to be holding, watch.
It is. Back him up! Back him up! 10!
Surely time.
They're going to back him up to the 46. I don't know why New Orleans had to think about that one. But they're on the other side of midfield now. 24 seconds to go. Jacksonville let a lot of time go off that clock. I don't know. I think if it's me and up here in the booth making the play calls, I'm running it on 2nd down, some sort of inside zone power run from the shotgun to see what you can pick up. If you pick up enough to get to like a 3rd and 5, you're at the 44, you're running it again. If you don't pick up enough, then you got to have Bonham, or you got to have Shirley throw it. Let's see what they do here on 2nd and 15.
I'm thinking maybe a screenplay here might be the best. I was going to say if there wasn't
empty
two high safeties,
but
I
watch
go
Fournette
down the sideline.
Fournette is in the slot on the left side. They are flipping the play now, putting 3 over on the. They are flipping the play back. He doesn't know what he's doing. 4 down on the line. Yeah, look for the screen here, but this might be the fake here on 2nd and 15.
Yeah, it was a fake.
And then they had to throw it anyways, and Gilmore blew it up at the 44-yard line. Loss of 2 on the play. New Orleans smartly uses a timeout now on 3rd and 17. Bomber, let me ask you, what defense do you come out here in 3rd and long? Jacksonville has torn up your cover 3.
They're scared right now. They might run the ball here because they had the red route wide open. He just did not want to make that throw because he knew if that throw went south, they'd lose this game. 5-1 Jacksonville Jaguars. They have never won a division this Madden cycle. They're way ahead of the Titans right now. But a loss today starts getting themselves in their head thinking, okay, we might lose this division. I think they're getting scared right now.
19 seconds left. New Orleans out in that cover 3. Let's see what Jacksonville does with it here on 3rd and 17. Yeah, they're going to hand the ball off to Leonard Fournette, and Fournette's going to get bottled up. New Orleans going to use this last time out and see if they can't get a punt return. Oh, the momentum has swung the way of the Saints. Bomber, this Jacksonville this might be, we've seen some collapses on NBL Live. This might be one of the worst.
Yeah, it was just 20-10 in this game, middle of the 4th quarter, about 3:30 left. It just looked like all the Jags had to do was hold the Saints to 3. They did it. It went 20-13, and then they got in field goal range and threw an interception. I mean, what is going on in Jacksonville?
They're going to try to return this one from the goal line up past the 10. Don't know why the juke move was at all necessary, and in fact messed up. What are you juking there, Eric? Get your hand off the stick. There wasn't anybody within 5 yards of the tackle. Now if you're the Saints, just take a knee, run the ball, Wildcat maybe, but...
And Wildcat has beat this Jacksonville Jaguar team in the same situation versus the
New England Patriots. They're coming out in the Wildcat.
3 seasons ago, and the Saints are going with that Wildcat, trying to open up an old wound. See if this home field can get back behind them, and they can make a big play here.
1st and 10. They're in the Wildcat. It is Hill taking the snap. Pirine coming in motion. Who has the ball? It is Hill, and he does a great job of really disappointing all the Wildcat fans out there. We've got overtime here on NBL Live episode 224. I don't think anybody thought we'd be here, and the Saints win the toss, so they have an opportunity to walk out of here at home with a victory and really prove all the doubters right about the Jacksonville Jaguars that this is nothing better than a 500 team who's been able to play their way against the worst of the NBL.
This is crazy. All right, this is crazy right now. The New Orleans Saints have an opportunity to win this game. As bad as Ross Bottom has played, as poor as the defense has looked at times.
Why is he juking? What is he juking?
Yeah, he's a juke. He's a juking machine. He's really it is really almost what he's doing out of fear at this point right now.
Lil Fish in the chat. Hold on, Bomber. Keep it quiet. Lil Fish wants to know where T.O. is for overtime. T.O., you got anything to say?
I just want to say, hey, man, this is T.O., the cover athlete of the Madden 19 Hall of Fame edition, and you're watching the gold standard of the franchise mode, the MBL Network. Holla.
First and 10. Bottom dropping back to pass on first down. Big pancake on the outside, and Bottom's going to take off and slide down to the 31-yard line, picking up 6 on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 4.
That was a funny slide right there by Ross Bottom. I understand why he got down, but it was just Jalen Ramsey in front of him, and Jalen Ramsey was backing up, respecting Bottom's speed to get to the sideline, and Bottom said, I'm just going to hit the deck right now and get myself up.
I don't need a boo-boo right now. 3:39 and counting here in overtime, 2nd and 4 for the New Orleans Saints. First drive here of overtime and coming back from a 20-10 fourth quarter deficit. It's Bottom dropping back to pass. Waiting.
Oh,
wow, what is he waiting for? He waits for Al-Jabbar at the 40-yard line. He's down at the 39. I couldn't believe he found anybody over there. But Ross Bottom says, yeah, I might have thrown 3 balls to the other team, but I got a man open right now. First down, Saints.
Al-Jabbar was so open in the middle of the field early in that development of that play, and Cam Chancellor's doing a horrible job in coverage. And then still, 3 seconds afterwards, he's still open on that cross route. Somehow he throws it insanely late, but Cam Chancellor just does not react there to make a play, but he's there for the tackle. But Chancellor has looked every bit of 33 years old in this play.
Toss play to Samaje Perine, cuts it upfield, takes a big hit at the 33-yard line, but picks up 6 on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 4, 2:46 and counting. And Bomber, if you're on the Jacksonville Jaguars sidelines, you're looking at the coaching staff, you're looking at Daniel Shirley, you're looking at your fans, you're looking up to Jesus, trying to figure out what happened.
Yeah, you are right now. 2nd and 4, they're on the 33-yard line, they're in field goal range, but if the Jaguars can just hold them to 3, there's still an opportunity for this team and for Daniel Shirley to make a big play and come back and win this game. If they walk away with an L and drop to 5 and 2, they're really going to be looking at this game going, man, we did everything to lose this game, and the Saints did nothing to win it. 2nd
and 4. It's a handoff to Hill, who cuts it up the middle. Boy, I'd have Perine in there instead of Hill, because Hill has been pitiful. 6 carries, 5 yards. Perine at least has shown a little bit of spark. Now they're going to hit the 2-minute warning here. Tie ball game. New Orleans needing a first down. First down here would be huge for the Saints.
Yeah, if they can get a first down here, they solidify themselves not only into premium field goal range, which they were at before and they missed a field goal earlier. Think about that. This game would be over if they made that 45-yard field goal. Why do I just keep saying 45-year-old?
What is happening over?
It's Decca's age. I've been looking at Decca and Fry. They want beta codes. I've been looking at them, and I just think 45-year-old, and it's just rolling off the tongue right now. I don't know what's going on. Just disregard that point. But here, they could have already won this game. Now they're going to get kind of into the similar situation, see if they can make this field goal. But more importantly, if they move the chains, they can burn some more clock.
3rd and 3. I'm surprised the Saints don't have conservative carry on. I don't think it is on right now with the number of hit sticks the Jags have. And on 3rd down, they're going to hand it off to Samaje Perine. And what about that? Samaje Perine picks up the first down on 3rd and 3. Hey, Bomber, look at that. The Saints run it on 3rd and short and pick up a first down.
Absolutely. The Saints are doing what the Jaguars just failed to do. The offensive coordinator for the Saints trusting a backup halfback. The Jaguars aren't even trusting their premium ground and pound Leonard Fournette.
Oh, Samaje Perine. He's got room. Oh, he's stumbling, though. He tripped over his own man. I would also like to point out Captain Planet in the chat, I think making up Donovan McNabb rules over here. If the Saints scores, time expires with a field goal. I believe Jags get some time back on the clock. I don't think that's true.
Wait, what is he saying?
He's saying that if they kick a field goal as time expires, the Jags get time on the clock. I'm pretty sure that's not true.
Who said that? Did Darth
Captain
say
Planet.
that?
No,
he's
Captain
hilarious,
Planet.
Bro.
Captain Planet said that. It was not.
Oh,
Darth
Captain Planet. Oh, he's
He's off the number 1 on the list.
Yeah,
oh, wait, no,
he's
that's
been
Colonel
drinking a
Sanders.
little too much Mountain Dew today.
Handoff to Hill over the right side. He's got a big hole. He's going to be taken down at the 11-yard line. Yeah, that's not true because old Z-Star in an overtime game against me took 3 knees inside the 5-yard line and kicked a field goal as time expired. The Raiders did not get any time on the clock, just for a fact. Bomber, what would you say the win probability is right now of the New Orleans Saints? I got it at 95%.
Oh, it's up there. It's 96 point something.
Conservative ball carrier. Turn it on. 1st and 10. Hand off to Pirine. Right up the middle. Centering the ball. Jacksonville's going to use a timeout. It doesn't matter, though. I don't know. Do the Saints have conservative? I don't think they have conservative carry on, and that scares me.
How did the Jaguars lose this game? If they
Z-Star says still salty, huh, OSU? No, I'm just saying it's a fact. Z-Star, not everything is about you. Go reach for a high shelf. I got nothing to say.
He is a Super Bowl champion right now.
Yeah, good for you. I have nothing to. I just said it's a fact. He took 3 knees inside the 5 and kicked a field goal. I got no time on the clock. I ain't salty. You got a Super Bowl. Congratulations. I've got an extra 6 inches on you in many ways. 2020 your score here. 2nd and 9. 39 seconds to go. Ross Bonham.
Well, that got weird.
I cracked myself up. Samaje Perine in at halfback on 2nd down. Perine, air truck. Perine into the end zone. Touchdown Saints. The collapse is complete. The new tank has been born. The Jacksonville Jaguars just blow this one away. And the New Orleans Saints in overtime come away to a 26-20 victory. And that'll teach you to not come in the chat mid-game.
At one point, the Jacksonville Jaguar owner, who refuses to be in Xbox chat while he's playing, jumped into chat of this game when he was up 2 scores, feeling like he was in cruise control and he was the man. He was really feeling himself. I called a 31-21 victory for the Saints tonight because I said the Jaguars would collapse. Well, they collapsed a lot more of an epic way than I could have imagined, but it was good for NBL Live. It was good for our fans. It was good for our brand because that was a kind of a slow build.
Iceland says, I always listen when I'm playing on live. Yeah, but you don't come in chat. Pay attention to your game, you loser. Sorry, carry on. Carry on. Oh, it's a pet peeve of mine because I think it's incredibly disrespectful to be in chat while you're in a game, especially like if you're losing. I don't really care because I guess at that point you don't get. But at the end of the day, you're playing a game on NBL Live. Be in your game. It bugs the crap out of me when guys come in chat. Like, play your game.
Well, don't tell Bananas that because he's got to do 20 things at once or he's just not himself. So
yeah, well,
if he focuses too much on one thing, I think he just gets a little too nervous. So he has to spread his attention out. So he's just cool, calm, and collective. That's Bananas. Unisolated, he was feeling himself at that point of the game. Came in the chat. It all went south. And
I know who's going to be on the Dean's list. I know who's going to be on the
Dean's. Big shout out to Fella Blitz. The Dean's list, check it out on the Bleacher Report on NBL. You can find it on Twitter. Fella, I want you to just go off on this guy. I want you to be angry. I want it to be like your son got suspended from school for doing something just ridiculous. And he brought shame to your name. That's how I want to treat Daniel Shirley tomorrow.
we got advice thrown in the chat.
You know who it's gonna be.
It's funny. Well, NBL Live player of the game. Fun fact, it's not Ross Bonham because Ross Bonham was not good. Bomber, Beckwith had the pick on Daniel Shirley at the end of the 4th quarter that led to the tying game. Samaje Perine didn't have a lot of carries but had the game-winning touchdown and was really good at the end of this game. Al-Jabbar was fantastic all game. Who do you like as your NBL Live player of the game for 224?
Oh, man. I don't know, man. I'm going to let you pick this, OSU. I like Al-Jabbar over the middle. We made some big catches in overtime. Perine had 2 back-to-back, but I think they were almost just playing the pass, hoping they could get an interception. And the Saints weren't buying that. They said, you know, we're going to run. We don't got the rookie in there. The rookie went down. That probably would have been my pick if he would have stayed in the game. I felt like he was probably going to be the one having that success. Man, I don't know where to go. I'll let you call it.
I'm going to give it to Reginald Al-Jabbar because just a fact on the day. He only had 5 catches coming into this game. He had 6 today, including the game-tying touchdown. Big shout out to Mafia member up 18 now following here on Twitch. Bob, that puts us at 600 followers here on Twitch.
We got 600 now?
That's
600 followers for a Twitch channel that started just what? We just started grinding 2.5, 3 months ago.
JCuss220, JCuss 42s, 2222 also following here on Twitch. Appreciate the follow, guys. Love it, love it, love it. Love all the people tuning into NBL Live. You guys were treated to a great game. We got another game coming up tomorrow night, folks. That's right, tomorrow night, Week 8 action. It is going to be the New York Jets taking on the New England Patriots, a very heated rivalry over there. Should be a great game here on NBL Live. We're going to get out of here. What a game. Overtime here on NBL Live. We appreciate everybody who tuned in to NBL Live Broadcast 224. For my co-host, Bomber, I am OSU. Once again, your final score, the New Orleans Saints in overtime, 26-20 over the Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll see you tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, right here on NBL Live.
I just want to say, hey, man, this is T.O., the cover athlete of the Madden 19 Hall of Fame edition, and you're watching the gold standard of the franchise mode, the MBL Network. Holla.